Today I'm going to walk you through 6 things that every veteran should check before submitting your VA disability claim. Whether you're filing for the first time, reopening a claim, or seeking an increase, this simple checklist can help build the strongest claim possible from the very beginning. Hey, welcome back to VA Claims SITREP. I'm Mike, a Marine Corps combat veteran who has successfully navigated the VA process, and I want to be able to help you do the same thing. You know, every year veterans file claims that could be much stronger with just a little bit more effort and more preparation. The disability being factual is usually not the issue with the VA. It's where the evidence that you submit accurately supports what the VA needs in order to make the proper decision in your claim condition. So spending a little extra time before you submit your file to the VA can lead to a much smoother decision and the avoidance of months or even years of unnecessary delays, additional development, or even a possible denial. Now first, you must make sure that you have a current diagnosis for each claim condition that you will be submitting to the VA with your file. I know this may sound obvious, but it's one of the most common areas that claims run into trouble with at the very inception of the process. A veteran may experience chronic pain, numbness, or headaches for years, but if there isn't a medical diagnosis documenting that condition, the evidence may not support the service connection that you believe that you deserve. So make sure that any and all providers, whether it be the VA, private physicians, specialists, or hospitals, properly document your records with your current diagnosis for the condition that you will be claiming in your file before you submit those files to the VA. Also remember that each condition stands on its own. If you're claiming a back condition with associated radiculopathy, for example, those are often evaluated separately. The same can be true for mental health conditions that develop secondary to a physical disability. So before filing, take the inventory of every diagnosed condition that you intend to claim and verify that your medical records support that condition. And speak with your representative, VSO, accredited claims agent, or attorney, for example, on the proper way to claim that condition, whether it be primary or whether you should claim that secondary to another primary service-connected condition. Second is you want to gather the evidence that connects your condition to your time in service. It's important to understand that diagnosis alone isn't enough, so spend the time necessary to understand the relevant evidence needed for your claim conditions, and then go gather that evidence before submitting your file to the VA. The VA also needs evidence connecting your disability to your time in service. Now for some veterans, this is pretty straightforward. It may already be documented in their service treatment records, from active duty for example. But for others, the connection may come from personal records, deployment records, line of duty reports, combat documentation, toxic exposure evidence, or other official records that the veteran may have. Some claims rely on legal presumptions that are created by Congress or the VA, and a good example of that would be the PACT Act, while others require showing the condition began during service or was caused by an event that occurred while you were on active duty. The key takeaway is this: don't assume that the VA will automatically locate every piece of evidence to help support your claim, because they simply will not do so. If you already have copies of relevant records, be sure and organize those in some sort of a timeline organization. If you know for certain records do exist but you do not have them, be sure and request those early in the process, because it may take a while for you to receive those. The stronger the connection between your diagnosis and your time in service, the easier it becomes for the evidence to tell your proper and correct story. Now, the third thing is you want to organize all of your current medical evidence. Take a look at the medical evidence that supports your claim conditions and how it affects your life currently. As veterans, we tend to focus on trying to prove that we do indeed have the condition, but it's equally as important to show how severe that condition actually is and the effects that it has on your daily quality of life and your occupation. Your treatment records will be able to help a lot in painting the proper picture to convey this to the VA. For example, your primary care notes, specialist visits and evaluations, physical therapy records, mental health treatment records, MRIs, X-rays, and other imaging reports, lab results, emergency room records, and surgery records. Try to organize these records in a logical way for the ease of understanding from the VA rater. If you've seen multiple providers over the last several years, gather all that information together and organize it in some sort of a timeline like I mentioned earlier for ease of understanding by the VA on the progression of your actual condition over time. Taking the time to do these extra steps is the difference between you being in the claim process for months versus possibly years. Next is for you to decide whether you need a private medical opinion, which is better known as a Nexus, to help support your claim. A private Nexus is not required. However, there are situations where they may become extremely important in your situation. A Nexus opinion is a medical opinion explaining why a disability is at least as likely as not related to a veteran's time in military service or to another service-connected condition in the event of filing for a secondary service connection. A Nexus opinion often becomes important when the connection to your service isn't obvious. For example, secondary service connection claims may benefit from a well-supported medical opinion explaining how your time in service and the events that you said happened in service caused or aggravated another condition. Likewise, claims involving long gaps between military service and diagnosis of your claimed conditions sometimes require a stronger medical explanation in order to fill that gap. The key is to obtain a Nexus opinion that has quality and legitimacy to the VA, so that the VA will give it the merits that it deserves. A convincing Nexus opinion explains the medical reasoning, discusses the veteran's records, and connects the facts together with their time in service. Before spending the money on a private opinion, evaluate whether your claim actually needs one or not. And if so, make sure you do your proper research on the provider before investing into their service. Now, this next area is extremely important, especially if you want to gain the proper overall VA disability rating percentage. And this is identifying any potential secondary service connected conditions that may be tied to a direct service connected condition. One service connected condition can sometimes lead to additional disabilities. They can then be claimed as a secondary condition to that primary condition. For example, a back knee may contribute to problems with the opposite knee, or physical limitations may contribute to depression or anxiety. The goal isn't to claim every possible condition that you may have, but rather it is to think through the conditions that you do have and make the decision as to whether you think they are direct service connected or if they are secondary to another primary service connected condition that you either have or are applying for. And it's very important to understand that if the medical evidence supports these secondary conditions will play in a very important part of your overall VA disability percentage awarded. For example, in some situations, it may make the difference between having a 90% disability versus a 100% disability. Many veterans simply don't understand or recognize these secondary service-connected relationships, but taking the time to evaluate them before filing may help avoid submitting multiple claims over an extended period of time, which will in turn limit your risk for your file being opened up in the future and reviewed by the VA. Now, next is lay statements in support of your claim. Medical records explain diagnosis, but lay statements explain how conditions affect your daily life and your occupation. A strong lay statement isn't emotional or exaggerated. It's specific. It describes what has changed, what activities have become difficult, and what happens during a typical day in your life. And it discusses limitations involving work, family, sleep, driving, for example, household activities, or hobbies. This also allows family members, spouse, friends, co-workers, or fellow service members to provide statements that describe what they have also witnessed and personally observed in your condition. Now, these statements don't replace medical evidence, but they certainly do help plug the gaps where medical records sometimes cannot capture or are not available. Now, the most effective statements focus on first-hand observations rather than opinions or speculation. Simple, honest descriptions are often the most credible. Now, once you have completed these 6 steps, take a final look at your claim before submission and ask yourself if someone that you did not know picked up your claim and read through it, would it make sense to them, and would they understand what they're looking at? And would your evidence support what you're claiming? In addition, be sure and ask yourself, does your file clearly identify your diagnosis? Does it connect your condition to your time in service? Does it accurately show how severe your condition is today? Have you considered all viable secondary conditions? Would a private Nexus opinion help strengthen your evidence and help strengthen your case? Have you included lay statements where appropriate? Now, if your answer to these questions is yes, your claim is sitting on a much stronger foundation before it ever reaches the VA rater's desk. And this is how you can cut months or even years off the VA disability claims process and maximize your rating in the shortest time possible. Preparing a VA disability claim is about making sure that evidence clearly tells your story from the inception to the end. The VA has a duty to decide claims based upon the evidence in the veteran's record. So the clearer and more complete your record is, the better the chances are for you to receive a fair and equitable decision. My goal is to help veterans better understand how the VA claims process works and also to make informed decisions that protect the benefits that you have earned. So if you found value in today's video, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, put a like on the video so to send it out to more veterans who need to hear these messages. And as always, I appreciate you watching. I'm Mike, and I will see you at the next formation.